Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you're there? Or maybe you've struggled to recall the name of a familiar face, or that one movie everyone's talking about. If this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. As we get older, our memory can start to feel a little like an old filing cabinet. You know the information is in there somewhere, but it takes a bit more effort to pull it out. The good news: there are simple, delicious ways to give your brain a boost and keep your memory sharp as a tack. And today, we're diving into 6 foods that can help supercharge your memory after 60. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Do I really need to change my diet at this point in my life? The truth is, food isn't just fuel for your body, it's fuel for your brain too. What you eat plays a big role in how well your brain functions, especially as you age. In fact, studies show that certain nutrients can protect your brain from cognitive decline and even improve memory. So, whether you're looking to stay sharp for your grandkids, remember where you parked the car, or just keep up with your favorite crossword puzzles, these foods can make a real difference. Let's get started with the first one. Before we dive in, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up. It helps me share more valuable wisdom for our golden years with others who need it. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Let me know what you think. If you enjoy this video, drop a 1 in the comments. If it wasn't quite your style, comment 0. Your feedback helps me create better content just for you. All right, let's get started. The first food on our list is blueberries. Now, I know blueberries might seem like a small, humble fruit, but they pack a powerful punch when it comes to brain health. These little berries are loaded with antioxidants, which are like superheroes for your brain. They fight off harmful free radicals that can damage brain cells and contribute to memory loss. But here's the best part. Research has shown that eating blueberries can actually improve memory and delay brain aging. One study even found that older adults who drank blueberry juice every day performed better on memory tests after just 12 weeks. Pretty impressive, right? So, how can you add more blueberries to your plate? It's easier than you might think. You can toss a handful into your morning oatmeal or yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, or even snack on them fresh. If fresh blueberries aren't in season, frozen ones work just as well. And here's a fun idea. Try making a blueberry compote to drizzle over whole grain pancakes or waffles. Not only does it taste amazing, but it's also a great way to sneak some extra brain boostings goodness into your breakfast. Next up, let's talk about fatty fish. Now, I know fatty might not sound like something you want to include in your diet, but trust me, when it comes to fish, those fats are exactly what your brain needs. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain health. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat, and omega-3s are a key building block of brain cells. They help improve communication between neurons, reduce inflammation, and even support the growth of new brain cells. Plus, studies have shown that people who eat fish regularly tend to have slower rates of cognitive decline and a lower risk of conditions like Alzheimer's disease. If you're not already a fan of fish, don't worry. There are plenty of ways to enjoy it without feeling like you're forcing yourself to eat something you don't like. For example, you can bake salmon with a little lemon and herbs for a flavorful, easy dinner. Or if you're short on time, canned salmon or tuna can be a convenient option. Mix them into a salad, stuff them into a sandwich, or whip up a quick pasta dish. And if fish just isn't your thing, consider taking an omega-3 supplement, but always check with your doctor first to make sure it's right for you. Now that we've covered blueberries and fatty fish, let's move on to another powerhouse food: walnuts. Walnuts are often called brain food, and for good reason. They look like tiny brains, and they're packed with nutrients that support brain health. These nuts are rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamin E, all of which play a role in protecting your brain from oxidative stress and inflammation. Some studies have even suggested that eating walnuts may improve memory and cognitive function in older adults. Would you believe me if I told you that dark chocolate could be good for your brain? Yes, you heard that right, chocolate. But not just any chocolate. We're talking about dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content. Dark chocolate is rich in flavonoids, which are compounds that have been shown to improve brain function. They increase blood flow to the brain, enhance memory, and even boost mood. Who wouldn't want a treat that's both delicious and good for you? To enjoy the benefits of dark chocolate, you don't need to eat a lot. Just a square or two a day is enough. You can pair it with a cup of tea for a relaxing afternoon snack, or melt it and drizzle it over fruit for a decadent dessert. Just be mindful of portion sizes, since dark chocolate is still calorie dense. And if you're not a fan of dark chocolate, you can try adding cocoa powder to smoothies or baked goods for a similar effect. Now that we've covered 4 fantastic foods, blueberries, fatty fish, walnuts, and dark chocolate, we're ready to dive into the next set of options. These foods are just as exciting and equally beneficial for your memory. Let's keep the momentum going and explore what else you can add to your plate to support your brain health. Let's talk about something that might already be a staple in your kitchen: leafy greens. You know, those veggies like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard that sometimes get pushed to the side of your plate. Well, it's time to give them the spotlight they deserve, because leafy greens are true champions when it comes to brain health. These nutrient-packed powerhouses are loaded with vitamins like K, lutein, folate, and beta-carotene, all of which have been linked to slower cognitive decline. In fact, one study found that older adults who ate at least 1 serving of leafy greens per day had brains that functioned as if they were 11 years younger compared to those who rarely ate them. That's a pretty impressive stat, don't you think? The beauty of leafy greens is their versatility. If you're not already tossing them into salads or sautéing them as a side dish, there are so many creative ways to enjoy them. For instance, you can blend spinach or kale into a smoothie for a nutrient boost without even noticing the taste. Or try making a hearty vegetable soup and load it up with Swiss chard or collard greens. If you're looking for something warm and comforting, a simple sauté of spinach with garlic and olive oil makes for a quick and delicious addition to any meal. And here's a tip. If you're not a fan of the slightly bitter taste of some greens, pair them with something sweet or tangy like lemon juice or balsamic vinegar to balance the flavors. Now let's move on to another food that might surprise you: turmeric. You've probably used turmeric in curries or other savory dishes, but did you know that this golden spice has some serious brain-boosting benefits? The active compound in turmeric, called curcumin, has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It can cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning it directly enters the brain and helps clear out harmful proteins that can accumulate and contribute to memory loss. Some studies even suggest that curcumin may improve memory and attention in older adults, especially those with mild memory issues. Incorporating turmeric into your diet doesn't have to be complicated. You can sprinkle it into soups, stews, or roasted vegetables for a subtle, earthy flavor. Or, if you're feeling adventurous, try making a golden milk latte by mixing turmeric with warm milk, dairy or plant-based, a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption, and a touch of honey for sweetness. Another idea is to add turmeric to scrambled eggs or tofu. It pairs surprisingly well and adds a vibrant color to your dish. And don't forget, a little goes a long way. Start with small amounts and adjust to your taste. At this point, you might be wondering how these foods fit into your everyday life. After all, it's one thing to know what's good for you, but it's another to actually make it part of your routine. Here's the good news. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Small, consistent changes can make a big difference over time. For example, you could start by swapping out your usual snack for a handful of walnuts, or adding a side of steamed spinach to dinner. Over time, these little adjustments become habits, and before you know it, you're fueling your brain with the nutrients it needs to stay sharp. If you're already an egg lover, you're in luck. There's no shortage of ways to enjoy them. Scrambled, boiled, poached, or fried, eggs can be prepared to suit your taste. You can also use them in recipes like frittatas, quiches, or even egg salad sandwiches. And here's a fun idea. Try making a veggie-packed omelette for breakfast or brunch. Not only will you get the brain-boosting benefits of eggs, but you'll also sneak in some extra nutrients from the vegetables. Just remember to keep an eye on portion sizes if you're watching your cholesterol, and opt for cooking methods that use less oil or butter. By now, we've covered 6 incredible foods that can help supercharge your memory after 60. Blueberries, fatty fish, walnuts, dark chocolate, leafy greens, turmeric, and eggs. Each one brings something unique to the table, whether it's antioxidants, healthy fats, or essential vitamins and minerals. But here's the thing. These foods don't work in isolation. When combined, they create a powerful synergy that supports your brain in multiple ways. For example, the omega-3s in fatty fish can complement the antioxidants in blueberries, while the choline in eggs works alongside the folate in leafy greens to support cognitive function. It's like assembling a dream team for your brain. As we wrap up this part of the conversation, I want to remind you that eating for brain health doesn't have to feel like a chore. These foods aren't just good for you, they're also delicious and satisfying. The key is to find ways to incorporate them into meals you already enjoy. Maybe it's adding spinach to your morning omelette, sprinkling walnuts on your afternoon, yogurt, or swapping out white rice for a side of roasted vegetables. Every small step counts, and the more you experiment, the easier it becomes to make these foods a natural part of your routine. Now that we've explored these 6 amazing foods, it's time to bring everything together and talk about how you can take action. We'll also touch on a few final tips to help you stay motivated and consistent as you embrace these changes. So, let's keep going and finish strong. After all, your brain deserves nothing less than the best. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered so far. From blueberries to eggs, we've explored 6 foods that are not only delicious but also incredible for your brain. Each one brings something special to the table, whether it's antioxidants to protect your brain cells, omega-3s to keep those neurons firing, or choline to support memory and mood. But here's the thing. Knowledge is only powerful when you put it into action. So, how do you take all of this information and turn it into habits that stick? The first step is to start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Instead, think about 1 or 2 changes you can make this week. Maybe it's adding a handful of spinach to your morning smoothie, or swapping out your usual snack for a few squares of dark chocolate. These little adjustments might seem minor, but over time, they add up. And here's a tip. Pair these new habits with things you're already doing. For example, if you always have a cup of tea in the afternoon, try pairing it with a handful of walnuts. Or, if you cook dinner most nights, experiment with adding turmeric to your favorite recipes. By anchoring new habits to existing ones, you make them easier to stick with. Another way to stay consistent is to involve others. Sharing meals with family or friends isn't just enjoyable, it's also a great way to stay motivated. Invite your spouse to join you in trying a new recipe, or share your excitement about brain-boosting foods with your grandkids. Who knows? They might even enjoy helping you whip up a batch of blueberry muffins or a turmeric-spiced soup. And let's not forget the power of celebration. Every time you make a healthy choice, give yourself a little pat on the back. Whether it's trying a new food or sticking to your goal of eating more leafy greens, those small wins deserve recognition. Celebrating progress keeps you motivated and reminds you why you started in the first place. Now, I know life gets busy, and sometimes it feels like there aren't enough hours in the day, but taking care of your brain doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. In fact, many of these foods are simple to prepare and can be incorporated into meals you already love. The key is to focus on what's realistic for you. If cooking elaborate meals isn't your thing, that's okay. Stock up on frozen blueberries, canned salmon, or pre-washed greens to save time. Or if you're someone who enjoys experimenting in the kitchen, challenge yourself to create new recipes that feature these brain-boosting ingredients. The possibilities are endless, and the more you make it fun, the easier it becomes to stick with it. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Small changes can lead to big results. Eating for brain health isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about making choices that honor your body and your mind. one meal at a time. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of people out there who are also looking for ways to stay sharp and vibrant as they age. So, if you've tried any of these foods or have a favorite recipe you'd like to share, drop a comment below. Let's inspire each other and keep the conversation going. Before we go, I'd like to ask you for a favor. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It means the world to me and helps others discover it too. And if you're not already subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more tips and ideas to help you live your best life. This channel is all about empowering you with practical advice and encouragement, whether it's about nutrition, fitness, or overall well-being. Together, we can navigate the joys and challenges of aging with grace, humor, and a whole lot of heart. Finally, I want to remind you of something important. You are never too old to make positive changes. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your choices matter. Every bite of food, every step you take, and every moment you spend nurturing your body and mind is an investment in your future self. So, here's to living boldly, embracing change, and savoring every moment of this beautiful journey called life. Thank you for spending this time with me today, and remember, you've got this. Here's to sharper minds, healthier bodies, and living life to the fullest at any age.